warm welcome to EBC Learning. I'm Vijetri Roy and I'm the moderator today for this interesting panel discussion on insolvency proceedings and valuation. We have with us for this discussion today Mr. Gandharv Jain and Mr. Amrish Garg. Both are registered valuers and partners at Finvox Analytics. We also have with us Dr. Charu Mathur, advocate on record, Supreme Court of India, and she is frequently involved in cases related to insolvency proceedings these days. So, before we start with this panel discussion, why don't you tell us something more about what work you do and about your experience and journey in this field? So, we'll start with you, Gandharv.
Thanks, Vijayatri. Just to tell you a little bit about Finvox Analytics, we are a boutique corporate finance outfit with focus on business and derivative valuations. We are also very active in advanced option pricing analytics, which is used for valuation of complex financial securities across geographies. The insolvency and bankruptcy cases have brought us a very rich experience, some of which we have shared in the course that we are going to launch with EBC Learning. I would maybe ask Amrish to tell more about the journey that we have had and what are the practical experiences that we have gained during this process.
Thanks, Gandharv. Thanks, Vijayatri. So it has been almost 14 years in this field of valuation, and it's a fantastic journey. And I would like to say that a lot has changed in India in the field of valuation in terms of requirement of valuation, the application of valuation methods, and the roles and responsibility of valuer. When Gandharv and I started Finvox Analytics, we thought that like the US market, even in India, there would be a concept and potential for specialized standalone valuation firms. And our thesis became true with some key developments in the field of valuation, which include introduction of IBC law, introduction of registered valuer, and also with the implementation of Indian accounting standards, which are more in line with international financial reporting standards. And now there's a lot of requirement of valuation across different areas. Given the importance of arriving at a valuation which is quite precise, I would say as a professional, now there's a requirement of super specialization, and especially considering the responsibilities which are increasing on valuers. So I believe it's a great time and exciting time for existing valuers and for the professionals which are looking to come in this field of valuation.
Great. And we are really looking forward to your course, which will be releasing very soon with EBC Learning. So now moving on to you, Dr. Charu, what has been your experience and your journey in this field of insolvency laws? And how do you think that the experience is helping you as well as helping your clients?
Thanks, Vijetri. If in one word I can say the journey of IBC for us as a lawyer, it has been of a complete delight. There is no other piece of legislation in my entire almost 2 decades career where I have seen there is a swift relief provided to the client. I'll give you one small example. I had one of the clients who were operational creditors. They basically used to provide corrugated boxes to the meat exporters. Now, they were not getting anything paid, so I made a claim of 1.75 CR, that is 1.75 crores. And within a 2 months period, they have got 1 crore 10 lakhs rupees as amount which the family was not getting. So they have actually come out from a very dire situation they were in. The second experience that I would like to share with the IBC as a lawyer is that of frustration. Frustration because of so much meddling into the beautiful code which has been drafted by court. Right, there is no need to interfere every time where something has come. Now the situation has been changed after the Swiss ribbons and the pioneer urban tech, but earlier there was a lot of meddling with this act, and the only problem that has given us, if you look at the key point of this legislation, is strict following to the timelines. Now, because of the interference of the court, the matters which has come in early 2017, they are still pending, though the code earlier gave the deadlines of 270 days and 330 days. So that as a lawyer gave me sometimes a frustration. I know this legislation was made within in a very hurried manner, but it is still a good piece of legislation. There have been some legislative errors like and or, which Justice Nariman has rectified, and subsequently amendments are also brought into place. But still, a lot of work requires to be done, and it is a very interesting and exciting piece of legislation.